David, welcome. Does the current business environment, in your opinion, require marketers to think differently, to think more strategically, but perhaps about precision branding?
I do think so. And some of our recent work has illuminated some really tremendous opportunities for clients to get sharper about how they approach branding investment. For example, a couple of new findings include every dollar that a client takes out of brand marketing budgets now, we find that they may have to reinvest $2 in the future to regain the lost market share. We're also finding that the investments that a brand makes for a brand in one demand occasion may not actually play to the strength of another occasion. And so clients need to be thinking about which demand occasions really matter for them strategically and potentially focusing more of their investments in the ones where they have a right to win, and maybe even pulling back in places where they're either already winning so handily they don't need to invest, or where they have more of a lagging approach and will never be able to catch up. So that precision branding idea is getting very sharp about where it makes sense to allocate your investment, and then having the fortitude and confidence to do that over multiple years with the right kinds of milestones and measurements behind you.
Let's talk about Gen AI. It's the hot topic. What role do you see it playing in helping brands to not just reach but engage their audiences? But also the tech is moving so quickly. Yeah. How do you stay on top of that?
I think there's really a great opportunity with precision branding to be thinking about different demand occasions, different audiences needing different messages or content. And that need for more content then is served by Gen AI, where the cost of delivering versions or different messages and different creative elements has dropped, hopefully in the future. So I think there's really that promise of a targeted, precise marketing campaign that's scientific and rigorous, I think is supported by Gen AI at the helm of building out scalable content that allows you to do it.
Who's doing precision branding well? What does best practice look like?
Well, you've heard of many of the ones doing it well by virtue of the fact that they are so good at branding. So, the household names that are so good at this include Apple, Amazon, others that are in, really high, they're champions within their field. They've overinvested for years and then now have sort of reaped the fruits of those investments over time. We also find that in a digital world, many of you may see that, there's that new brand on Instagram that's targeted to your niche or to your friend group. That's an example of what probably in the past could not have possibly been economic, but now brands might be able to play in niches leveraging digital tools and precision branding components to get in there and become a really well-known brand for that specific area of expertise.
So what can smaller businesses learn from those big ones how to do it well?
I think one key thing is understand where you have a right to win, with what audience, with what kind of demand, occasion, or need, and really focus more of your investments into that demand space. Too often brands might take a 1970s playbook of a broad mass campaign, and a digital challenger might really need to overspend in a much smaller area in order to really capture the mind share of an audience within that territory.
David, thank you so much.
Of course.